Hello, in this video we will be learning about how to link virtual environments with Jupyter Notebooks. Sometimes you might want to work on a project where you have created a virtual environment outside the Anaconda environment. So in this case, we are using virtual environments and we will look how we can link this. So the first step is to say, suppose you are working, you have started working on a new project. So let's say you have this project name TensorFlow code, which is inside a directory. So here is the folder where we create all our source code and other files. So in this case, what we are going to do is we step into our project folder. So this is our project folder. So after stepping in, we will open the command prompt. So you can type cmd uh, in the address bar. So after writing cmd, what you can do is next we are going to create a virtual environment. So suppose we are doing this for the first time. You might already have the virtual environment set up, so in that case please follow along. So you need to type python dash m venv and give the name of your virtual environment. So in this case the name of my virtual environment will be my code. So here we type it in our command prompt in this fashion. So python dash m venv and my code. So after doing this, next we step into this virtual environment. So you can step into this virtual environment by typing this code, or you can copy and paste. So next, after you type this code, you can enter the virtual environment and it will look like this. So you will have this brackets and it will say my code, which means that you are now inside the virtual environment. So after that, we need a package. It's a Python package that is required to link this virtual environment as a kernel in the Jupyter notebook. So you can do this by first installing a package called ipykernel. So to install this ipykernel package, what you can do is you just type pip install ipykernel. So here you can see the step pip install ipykernel. This package is required to make this virtual environment named my code available as a kernel in the Jupyter notebook. So after some steps, it will finish installing the ipykernel package. So now you have the ipykernel package installed inside this virtual environment. Still we are not inside the Jupyter notebook. So next we will use this ipykernel package to make sure that the virtual environment name my code that we just created will appear as a kernel inside the Jupyter notebook. To do that, please type the following code python-m ipykernel install dash dash user dash dash name equal the name of your virtual environment. This might be different from mine, so you can type the respective virtual environment name over here. So do not change this dash dash user and dash dash name. Type it as it is and just change the name of the virtual environment according to your situation. So here is the code after typing. So python dash m ipykernel install dash dash user dash dash name equal the name of your virtual environment. So here it's my code in this case. So now what we can do is like we can open the Jupyter notebook. So after loading the Jupyter notebook, let's check whether this virtual environment appears as a kernel inside it. So to open the Jupyter notebook, there are several ways you can follow. You can just type Jupyter notebook in the start menu, and then it will appear and you can click here and load it. So there are several ways, or else you can type Jupyter notebook in the terminal that you were using to create this virtual environment, as well as you can type it in a different terminal as well. So you can type command prompt over here and just open a terminal. Then a terminal will pop up, and in that terminal just type Jupyter notebook. That will also work. So what happens here is like suppose now I just loaded my Jupyter notebook from this virtual environment. So in this case I use this my virtual environment terminal. So in that case it will open in the same folder. So this is that. So suppose you can uh, click new, and here the kernel my code will appear. So now if you add other Python files and other notebooks over here, suppose you can git clone something uh, over here, and it will appear here. So in this way you learned how to link Jupyter notebook with the external virtual environment. So thank you very much for listening to me. Have Hope you have a great day.